What do you do if you've replaced somebody and their best friend actually, truly, to their core, hates you and everything you're doing? Welcome to the channel Leadership with Mike. On this channel, I help new managers become better leaders, and I do that with no nonsense sense, if that makes any sense. So one of the groups I'm part of on Facebook, speaking of Facebook, have you joined Leading with Leaders? Link in the description. Anyway, one of the groups, not that one, but a different group that I'm part of, somebody said that they have now been promoted to the team lead, which is fantastic. The problem is that the previous team lead didn't do their job or didn't do it properly. So they got the boot or they got demoted. So now this person that is bringing up the concern gets the job, is feeling fantastic, but the old team lead's best friend is giving the new team lead problems. Nothing but problems and attitude. So the question is, how do you deal with somebody who is trying to sabotage you in the new role that you have for no other reason than they're a little bit butthurt for their best friend? This sometimes seems silly, but in all reality, it happens all the time. It happened to me before. So I would say that I'm an expert in this. First, let me ask you, what would you do? What do you think the answer is? Leave a comment before you listen to my answer, because I want some original thought here. I don't want you copying me or just say, Mike, oh, you know everything, Mike. I mean, you could say that. That makes me feel a little bit good. So anyway, let's get back on task. This person, who I will say, in my opinion, is being insubordinate. How? They're not attending meetings that this new team lead has scheduled. She has literally told this team lead that she is going to do everything in her power to make the new position a living hell. This is, well, I mean, this is unacceptable. So what do you do? Here is what I suggested. I suggested that first, this new team lead speak to her boss or her higher up. What is it that she is allowed and not allowed to do? How much control or how much authority does she have? Can she hand out suspensions? Can she hand out write-ups? Can she force a one-on-one? Where is it that she is allowed to take this situation? From there, my suggestion is to make an official meeting. We need to nip this in the bud. Here's what happens, and it's funny that even as we get older, these childish games go on in every workplace. Like I said, I've dealt with this. At the airport, we had grown-ass men playing these childish games that it boggles my mind how you could be so immature. So here's what I would suggest, or here's what I did suggest. I suggested they have one-on-one meeting. And in this one-on-one meeting, we need to make clear that I know the previous team lead was your friend or is your best friend. I understand that. And I can appreciate how this may seem awkward. But this is what we need to understand. Me, as a new team lead, did not do anything to force your friend out of the position. Everything that happened to your friend was a direct result of everything she put in, and it didn't work out. That being said, as an adult, you can't hold your friend's loss against the new person coming in. I can understand the frustration. I can appreciate your loyalty to your friend, but I am not the enemy. So sit with me, work with me. How do we move forward with this situation? This is how I would have the meeting broken down in my mind. That said, a few others commented, and we also have to make sure, one, when you're speaking with this person, it is 100% facts over feelings. You may have a relationship with this person as well, just not as good as their best friend. Keep feelings out of it. Facts. I scheduled a meeting on this day. You didn't show up. Facts. I scheduled a meeting on this day. You didn't show up. Facts. I emailed you this and no response. Facts. On this day, you said you intended to make my career a living hell. Facts. We're not talking any feelings. Nobody in your position will get in trouble when you speak facts. Did you understand? We need facts. The next thing is make sure that you're taking detailed notes. You may be blindsided as you've come into this new career and you are doing your best. It may catch you off guard of that somebody could act so immature at work, but be prepared. Once you start feeling that you're getting the wrong rub from somebody, I need you to just start documenting everything. Get a journal. And here's the thing, make sure it's one of those folded ones so that you can see if a page was ripped out. I don't know, I heard that there's some legalities to having that. It's like it works in your favor. To me, it just, from there, it made sense. All my notepads have a binding to them. They're not on a spiral where you can easily get rid of a page. So you want to date everything. Put as much factual detail as to what happened, how it happened, the results that happened, and you can say your thought process. You cannot speculate their thought process or their intent. Next, when you have this meeting, see if you can have one of your colleagues with you. Perhaps, I'm hesitant to say your boss, but if you have another manager or another team lead, ask them to join the meeting. This is not for them to get involved. It's just to have an extra pair of ears to listen to facts, to recall everything that was said. Because when you have a disgruntled employee, there's a tendency that they may elaborate what you say, or they may ignore what you say. So having a witness, so to speak, is a great asset to both you and the employee. The other thing is, are you in a unionized environment? If you are, get a union rep involved for that person, with that person. Again, it's silly how childish things can be. But at the end of the day, you are put in a leadership position to lead. And it is not going to be easy. It is not a cakewalk. You're going to have these situations develop. And it's unfortunate, but at the same time, I beg you, when something like this happens, like it has to this person, you need to nip it in the bud as soon as you can. Is it nip it in the bud or is it nip it in the butt? Butt sounds like it might not be the right thing. Nip it in the bud, because you do not want other people seeing how you allow somebody to disrespect you. You allow somebody to talk down to you, to not listen, to put you in place. And here's the thing. If you allow one person to do it, somebody else is going to say, well, if they can tell her to beat it, I'm going to tell her I'm not going to that meeting. And then we have a way bigger problem with way more people. So I can understand this friend's perspective where they feel loyal to their old team lead. But at the end of the day, business is business. And this was a business decision. It has nothing to do with who is the favorite. It's somebody didn't do their work. And you are not that person. You are the person that I've been working with to get these promotions and to have these difficult conversations. Again, it's a difficult conversation, no question, but it's something that you need to have, and you need to have it sooner than later. Now let's get our coffee, and I'm gonna see you in the next video. Ciao.